Hello viewers, SuperGT here, welcome back to, again, another kart racing video. If you saw the previous one, the heats around the Leader Raceway, they decided my grid slot for this race just coming up, the heavyweight final. Yes, I'm a chunky boy, I'm a heavyweight apparently, albeit with some lead as you can see in the kart there. So I'd just like to say a quick thank you to those who watched the Spa kart race, as that has reached over 1 million views. And to be fair, these kart videos have been doing very well, so I do like the fact that you like the videos. That's very encouraging, and I'm quite happy to bring more of them if they are well received. So thank you very much, of course, for watching all of these and supporting the channel in general. So the kart didn't want to start here for some reason, but luckily we had a very handy man in the vicinity to get it started, so there was no problem there at all. So, okay, we pull out onto the track in third position, and these laps here, you have about 3 or 4 minutes in which to work out whether or not your kart is any good, or whether or not it's a load of rubbish. So it turns into this weird game of cat and mouse where everyone lets each other pass. As you can see that they pointed me through. I did one lap in the front, but then I let them go back. It's easier to tell if your kart is good or bad by being behind people. You can quite clearly see if it's quick up the main straight. You can see here on the back straight, going past Luke there, and while pointing me back through. So it's easy to tell if your kart is quick out of the corners, quick on the main straight, quick on the back straight, good on the corners, by being behind. As I just duke out this cone, unbelievable agility on display here. So I felt happy with the kart. We're going to start the race in third, as we've mentioned. Coming up to the line then, the heavyweight A final is go. The lights go green. Go into the first corner, and we get a huge chunk of understeer. And I'm going to show you exactly what happened later. But basically, myself and Costa, our pods, our bumpers got stuck. They got caught on each other, and it was really an unbelievable thing. I'll show you in a moment exactly what happened, but it was unbelievable. And very bad luck, because I've gone from what should have been a second place for the first corner to now being in 8th. So that's a very big difference, and very much not ideal at all. I'm going to try to gain those positions back as quickly as possible. Let's see if we can do that. As we go through the final corner behind Joe Holmes, and going defensive, there's not quite enough room to go for a move, so we have to settle into the rhythm of the race, as the race has settled down now. We're in position, we're in a nice little train formed here, so there's many positions to be gained. No one's streaking away with it at this point. So Joe going for the move, not quite. Going to look for the move on the exit, it's not quite going to happen. He's going to move over to the right hand side. He goes defensive, and there's no way through, so you're going to have to wait for a good opportunity to go for this overtake. Onto the back straight then. Let's see if we can duck down, increase or decrease our drag, and go for the move. Not quite enough momentum into there this time, so you're going to have to settle into 8th for the first 2 laps, and it's really unfortunate because I really feel as though I could have been second coming through that first corner. Now I'm down here in 8th, and that does make a very big difference. It really does. There's so much more fighting to be done from here. It's a lot easier to be at the front of the pack. So a good exit and no way through here. Joe goes defensive again, and there's not really any openings at this point here. Can we go for the move on the exit? The space potentially was there, but it's going to be always a very hard move as got the inside. So again, we have to stick behind for the time being. Through the final corner onto the back straight. Again, tucking into that slipstream, he goes defensive, and there's no way through. Final corner off the track, and again another lap, sat in 8th place. No real openings at this point. We're looking for the move, but it's just not quite presenting itself at this point in the race. So Stu Jones there in 6th place, a little bit defensive maybe, as there was a move for second. It's all kicking off at the front of the pack, not quite able to go for a move into this far hairpin. Joe up the inside of Stu, and I'm going to try to follow him through. As we come out of that hairpin into the fast right here, goes defensive, but I'm going to chuck it up the inside and quite happily take 7th. So following Joe through at this point, then onto the back straight. Can we follow him through as he now goes for the attack on Luke Hornsby? Is it quite going to be possible? Joe goes through, not quite close enough to follow him through on this occasion. I just lost a bit of momentum, overtaking Stu halfway through that lap. So lap number 5 in 7th. We've made up a position from that 8th place, but it is slow progress at this point here. And it looks like Anwar, just ahead of Joe Holmes, he was the pole sitter, but he's most certainly having trouble with that car. It really is not working for him at this point in time. So up behind Luke, didn't quite get the exit I would have liked. So not able to go for the move into this corner, which is probably the best overtaking opportunity on the lap, aside from maybe the final corner here coming up. So Anwar goes very defensive, moving over to the right hand side. Luke onto the grass almost, and I just slot in ahead up to 6th place. So Anwar's quite clearly got a slow kart here. There's not much he can do other than defend. He's going to move backwards otherwise. And I just have to really make my way through as quickly as possible. Look for the cutback, and I'm almost onto the grass. It is so close. I was so close to hitting that tyre wall. I think I had a run, and he just left enough space. It was very close, and we both get out of there intact. Just you see just how much time we've lost to the guys up ahead. Look at that gap already opening up. So there's almost completely gone. The chance of trying to catch up with the top guys is just evaporated over the course of one lap. Trying to get around the outside, is it going to be possible? It's very unlikely. It's very difficult to do that. It's a very long right-hander, goes on forever almost. And we've got now Mark Ridout on our right-hand side. He's going to have the inside for the slight right, but I'm going to have the inside for the left. So just slot in back into 6th place. We're going to have to get through as quickly as possible because there is a train forming behind, and it's a dangerous scenario to be in when you're the one right at the front of the pack, because you can easily lose out by getting it wrong. We're going to go wide, cut back and go for that exit. We get the underlap on the way through here, and he's just going very defensive, but we just get the momentum and the position as we come through into 5th place. Now, visible distress here, and I'm just very annoyed at the whole situation. Look behind, just look at the amount of carts stuck behind him now. So I was lucky to get through when I did. There's the top 4, there's me following through. Just look how much time has been lost. There's just no chance now of catching up to the top, and it's just one of those very frustrating races where you just think what might have been, because I honestly think this could have easily have been a win. Given that I started 3rd, could have been 2nd after the first corner. Anwar's kart was awful. If I could have just got past him on the first lap or second lap and pulled away, it could have been a very easy victory. And it sounds like hypothetical thinking, in which case it is. It's very easy always to look back and say this could have happened. But here's a replay. You can see there's Costa and myself. Our bumpers basically got caught on each other. And if you look at that replay in slow-mo, it's just a ridiculously unlucky situation. Basically, the bumper has like this little, I don't know how to describe it, like a little bit of armour sort of bolted on to the edge of it, and basically those basically got caught in each other, and we both just went straight on. So from 2nd and 3rd on the grid, we both went down to about 8th and 18th or something ridiculous. So yeah, just a really unfortunate start. We come across the line, finished 5th, so I suppose it was an okay recovery from where we got to, but ultimately not a pleasing result, knowing that it could have been a win. But there you go, that's racing for you. Things happen, things don't always go your way. You can't expect it to always go your way. It's just very frustrating, of course. So we're going to go into the next race, the super final, which is the one I'm going for really. So I'm not really competing for the heavyweight championship, to be honest. It's all about the super final, which is the race just coming up.
Okay, drivers, well done. I need the next 5 drivers on the scales, please, in no particular order. Steve Brown, Stephen Downs, Richard Allen, Jack Bolton and Joe Holmes. Steve Brown, Stephen Downs, Richard Allen, Jack Bolton and Joe Holmes, please, on the scales. Thank you very much. And we need you all to give up your transponders as well, please, drivers. We're collecting all transponders. We're redistributing transponders for the super final. Thank you.
I couldn't.
So once again, Steve Brown, Stephen Downs, Richard.
Well done, man.
Stephen Downs and Jack Bolton on the scales, please. Well done, mate.
Our bumpers got caught, man. I know. You moved over and like you couldn't have planned this. Like literally, as soon as you moved over, yeah. I saw you exactly. Because I got caught and I couldn't move. Yeah, we couldn't. Yeah, it's just a silly incident.
Okay, we move to the super final then. This is what it's all about. Now, in terms of the championship, things are actually quite interesting. It's very close at the top. Joe Holmes is leading it, but he will be missing around, crucially. Our main rival, therefore, at this point in time, as we actually come in, let's just talk about this. My kart was kind of rubbish. I could tell that quite quickly. So, we come in alongside a few other people. Look at the speed here. When you need to change your kart, boom. Usain Bolt would be proud of this pace I showed down the pit lane. Look at this. I think this 100-metre time here must be clocked in at under 11 seconds. It was absolutely rapid. Probably a sub 10 actually. So you can change your kart. We've seen this in previous videos. So I determined that kart I originally had was kind of rubbish. So decided to go for something different and take a bit of a gamble. Let's go for this. Let's see if this is okay. So getting our number plate and transponder changed over to the new kart, and away we go. Now, despite running at 2,000 miles an hour down the pit lane, unfortunately for me, I wasn't quick enough because I came out just behind the pace car. It would have been ideal if I had got out just in front, and then I would have had a whole lap to go around the track and warm up and work out if this kart was any good, but mainly just to warm the kart up. That didn't happen. Now, I was a bit puzzled here because the guy on the left there, they had a bit of dispute because I was meant to be the 5th kart back on the right hand side, but this guy was trying to queue up on the left hand side, so I would have been the 4th kart back. I would have gained out of that, but eventually he realised he was in the wrong place. So starting 9th on the grid for the super final, you see the guy in the orange helmet. That's my main rival, I would say, for this championship. Let's see if we can do it. Also Steve Hicks, look out for him in the orange suit coming through. So into the first corner, we're starting 9th. Looking for the cut back, looking for the inside line all the way out here. And Rob Newman on the orange helmet gets chucked out to the left hand side. We actually go past him, gain 2 positions, lose 1 at the same time. And at this point here on the left hand side, and this shows you just how brutal Club 100 can be. I'm on the outside, I'm on the wrong line. Dan Healy goes up the inside, and then I've got Steve Hicks on my right hand side, and he's gonna have the inside line then for this corner. It just shows you one little moment there where I got on the wrong line. And you lose 2 positions just simply by not being in the right place at the right time. So we go down to 9th. We were in 7th briefly. Steve Hicks up the inside of Dan Healy. We're going to follow him through, and that's often a move you can do just by following the person ahead through. As they open up the space, just invade that space and take it. And often it's very much a case of you lose more than 1 position quite a lot of the time. And just on the right hand side, that was Rob Newman in the orange helmet. He's retired from the race. So that is very big drama for this Super Final Championship, as there are no drop rounds. You can't afford to have a non-result or a DNF or miss one of the rounds. You have to really have a decent result in all of them. So Rob Newman out of the championship, presumably. Steve Hicks there in the orange suit, looking to go through. Look how much progress he's making. And here, Stephen Downs on the outside. This is another example, as he's going to lose 2 positions, maybe 3 if I can get past into the first corner. And yes, I can. He's going to lose 3 positions there just by being in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's absolutely savage how many positions you can lose just by not being in the right place. It does, again, attest to how close the racing can be in Club 100. So Steve Hicks going for the move. Good stuff. As he moves up into 5th place, up behind Das Till now. Can I follow Steve Hicks through? And look the inside here, and Das Till is not going to go down without a fight. He's going to force back his position and stay in 6th place for now. Down the back straight. Can I go for the immediate reply into the slipstream, pull out to the right? We're going to go for the move into the final corner. The space opens up and we've got the job done. So a bit of time lost there. You can see Steve Hicks has opened up. Good, maybe second or so. As we come to the first corner now, the race is very much opened up. It's very much a case of just trying to slowly reel in that group up ahead to see if that's possible. We have still more than 10 laps to go, so it should be possible if we can be nice and consistent. but I'd estimate that gap to be about 2 seconds or 1.5 seconds at this point. So you do need to be at least maybe a tenth or two quicker every lap for the next 10 laps to stand any chance of catching up. It's just a matter of putting in fast, consistent laps over and over and over and not making any mistakes. So that can be the big issue with starting in the middle of the pack. Just the field spread. So basically, obviously at the very start of the race, everyone's very bunched up, but then give it a couple of laps and it spreads out quite a lot. So the further back you are, the more spread you get from the guys at the front. So that's why it always pays to be qualifying towards the front of the pack. So let's just try to churn out these laps at this point here. Steve Hicks is absolutely flying. He is on a charge, and he is another rival in the Super Final Championship. All the links are in the description to all these championships if you want to have a look at the results as well. So both of the races you can see in this video. So for the final corner, it's not actually the final corner, it's the final corner onto the back straight, which is still a crucial corner. This point here, lap number 8 now. So Steve Hicks has overtaken, it's Richard Allen there in in 4th place, and then Jack Bolton just ahead of me in 5th. And in doing so, they kind of fought a little bit, and that helped me to gain. So you can see here I've definitely got a lot closer. So with 6 laps to go after this one, there is definitely a chance of gaining 1 or maybe 2 more positions. Joe Holmes is way too far out in the front. There's no chance of really gaining from here. But I reckon 4th place could be a possibility at this point. So a good exit out of the out of the first chicane into the second one, and definitely closing up to the back of Jack Bolton, who we had some good fights with in the heats. So again, pulling towards him through that hairpin at the back of the circuit for the fast sweeping right. We've definitely gained on him through that right-hander. Is there going to be an opportunity into the final corner of the lap, tucking in again to maximise our speed down the back straight? Through the final corner, there was no potential move there, but we're definitely gaining. This is getting increasingly close, especially for 4th. I think 3rd is probably out of the question. That was a poor corner there, actually lost a bit of momentum. The gap actually opened up again a little bit more. And through the second chicane, okay, that was a bit better, into the hairpin at the other end of the circuit. This hasn't been the best lap so far. We haven't really gained on this one. In fact, we've probably lost out so far. Through there, okay, onto the final corner before the back straight, and he actually has not got a good exit. Jack Bolton, we have a potential move. Going to pull out to the right-hand side, late on the brakes, and the space opened up. We're going to get the move done and go up into 5th place. So is there a chance of getting this 4th away from Richard Allen, who, to be honest, is driving really well? He's in the super heavyweight class, so he's actually quite a lot heavier than most of the drivers here, and that is a big disadvantage, but he's really driving very well, and he drove well all day, to be honest. To be fair to him, he drove very, very well, and very much deserved to be at the front on the sharp end of the races. We have 3 laps after this one to try to catch him up and overhaul him for what will be 4th place in the race, which would be a good recovery. We started 9th. It's always difficult to try to make a lot of ground up from the mid-pack. So far up into 5th, which is not too bad, but we could go one better here for the first corner. And it looks like Richard Allen is actually driving again really solidly, really consistently. It's going to be very difficult to actually gain on him. But you never know, you always have to try and put that pressure on, especially towards the end of the race. They might start making mistakes, might crack in under the pressure. It could always happen. It doesn't seem to be happening on this occasion. Steve Hicks, again, the guy in the orange suit, we had contact with him at the very start of the race, but he's just flown off into the distance. There's just no chance of us keeping up with him. He's just really put us to shame, his performance. He's gone up into 2nd. He's hunting down the lead with 2 laps to go. He's about a second away, but gaining at about 4 tenths per lap. He's absolutely flying. And there's not much you can do to stop him when he's that much quicker. When someone is that much quicker per lap, it's very difficult to keep them behind. So, let's see again. Can we gain? We have gained on this lap, I would say, on Richard Allen, but we are running out of time to get the job done through the fast sweeping right, into the long left. Can we get a good exit here? Are we within the slipstream range? Perhaps just about. Going to duck down again to minimise the drag. With 1 lap left to go, it is close. He is right there. He looks over his shoulder just to make sure he knows exactly where I am through the first chicane. And we are gaining. We definitely gained on that lap. I had a poor exit though out of that corner, and I don't think I'm going to be quite close enough. Ed Barr's there in 3rd place. Had a very good performance. He started on grid 2. Started 2nd. The only person to go past him is, of course, Steve Hicks, who is now challenging the lead. And to be honest, I'll be 100% honest with you. I was actually very focused on the battle for Steve Hicks. I was looking up ahead quite a lot just to see if he was able to gain on the lead, because he really was gaining very quickly. He's on the outside of Joe Holmes through the final corner, and he almost won the race from 13th on the grid, which is quite ridiculous. We're going to cross the line to finish in 5th. So it was a good race there. It was a good intense race. Couldn't quite get anything out of the kart more than what I did there, but I'm happy with the position overall. Our main rival in the championship, the Super Final Championship, crashed out, so that is a big bonus, I suppose. You know, you never want to see your opponents all crashing out, but it does help, you know, overall in the championship. But Steve Hicks does move ahead of me, so he had a really good result there. 13th, there he is, 13th to almost winning it on the final lap. Stellar performance, really well driven. So fair play to him for that. As we're going to wind down this race and this event. So once again, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting the karting videos. I'm glad that you do like them. Again, if you have any questions, please do comment. Any thoughts, any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And just a big thank you to everyone for supporting the videos. Really pleased again to get the 1 million on the Spa video. That is absolutely mega. I think it's about 2 million views across all of the karting videos I've made now. So the support is very good. But thank you very much for watching as always. I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the next video. See you there. Goodbye.
We're going to load them with those on. I almost got into the drivers, leave the numbers.
Mate, you're flying.
On the carts, please.
Well done, mate. Well done.
Where'd you go for?
5th.
Off the cart, so seat inserts, but leave the numbers and transponders on the carts, please. Leave them on, thank you.
What up, mate?
I've got all the results here. We're going to gather around podium for presentations. Thank you.
Where'd you come?
5th.
Yeah, it was quick, fucking quick.
Where was it quick? On the straights?
3 laps,
Yeah.
you were 4/10 quicker.
I was flying. I knew I was only going to catch him at the last corner though.
Yeah. You needed a few chances down there.
I
Really,
needed one more lap.
Yeah.
And I would have just got him.
Oh, man.
Man. Thing is, we come out onto the straight together, but I knew he was going to defend.
Yeah.
So the only thing I could do was go to the outside, which I did, and then we went into the last corner like that. And I tried to get the drive to the line, and I was getting it. I might have got into the line, but then he moved over, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to you?
I put myself in stupid position.
Oh no.
Rob.
What happened to you?
Just made a...
What did you finish?
5th.